Hey guys, so around the beginning of the year, I posted a poll question about revenue and whether or not MSPs, you guys, had set revenue goals for this year, and whether or not you had actually divided those revenue goals from a yearly goal down into monthly and weekly goals. And there was a reason for this. When I had my own MSP, this was one of the most accurate ways I could know from week to week how the business was doing in terms of growth. All right, so I'm going to say this, I guess, as plainly as I know how. If you don't set revenue goals to grow, you probably won't grow. And if you don't cut them down into the increments of at least monthly, if not weekly, you're not going to have those guideposts to let you know how you're doing against those goals until you get to the end of the year. And by the time you get to the end of the year, it's too late to do anything about it. Now, revenue is obviously what we turn into cash. And cash is the lifeblood of any business. You know this. I don't need to tell you that. That's nothing new. But the other part of that is that it's the fuel for growth. And if you don't have a growth in revenue to be able to pay for the other things that you're going to need to grow, you're simply just not going to grow. You don't have the resources to get somewhere different if you don't have the revenue and obviously the profit to be able to grow the business. Now, all of your marketing dollars comes from profit. I mean, everything else, technicians working on stuff, closing tickets, billable time, all of the work that you put into your managed services, that stuff is easy to quantify and it's all relatable to how much money you're making. So you work more, typically you make more. However, marketing dollars and things like new technicians to handle future growth has to come out of today's profits. And so the only way to get more profits is to raise your revenue or increase your margins. But increasing your margins is harder and will only get you so far. So the real answer here is revenue. So how do you set a revenue goal? Well, first of all, what you want to do is you want to ask yourself what you want to do. How do you want to grow? Do you want to add more clients? Do you want to add more techs? Do you want to do marketing? What are the things that you want to do that are going to cost money? And then, because you already know what your revenue is, you already know what your profit margin is, so you know how much money you're making, then the question is, how much more money do you need to make to pay for that marketing, to pay for those salespeople, to pay for those technicians, whatever it is that you want to grow the business by, you can calculate how much revenue you're going to need at the percentage of profit margin that you already know in order to achieve the revenue, the profit, to afford those things. And then, it doesn't matter what state or stage you're in, you can do this at any stage of the game, right? If you want to grow, it's going to take cash. You know how much revenue you're making now and you know how much profit you have. So therefore, you can calculate profit margin. That'll tell you how much more revenue you need to make to generate that much more profit to pay for the things that you want to do to grow. Doesn't matter if you're large, doesn't matter if you're small, doesn't matter if you're one person or 20. It really doesn't. All you need to do is make sure you find out that number so that you can aim for it and then break that down into weekly and monthly increments so that you know from week to week and month to month exactly where you stand with your goal for the year so that you can change your focus to the activities that are going to get you there. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you like this video content, please give it a like, subscribe, and if you have questions, please go down in the comments and put those questions there. Or if you just have something you want to tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm perfectly good with that too. This is meant to be a discussion, not me preaching at you. So please, if you have ideas, if you have thoughts, please go ahead and put those in the comments. And ultimately, what I'd really like you to do, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel. And then if you haven't already joined our Facebook group, head on over to Facebook to All Things MSP in the groups, not the page, and go ahead and join the group. There's just a couple of simple questions, and then we'll let you in the group, and then you can continue conversations like this inside of that group. Don't forget, have a great time no matter what you do. And by the way, if you're not in a growth mode, that's fine too. There's a lot of people who run this business the way they want to run it, and that's perfectly fine. I'm talking today about this revenue topic to the people who actually want to grow their business significantly in 2022. But make sure you're having fun, you're learning as much as you can at all times, and always, always, please, make today amazing. I'll see you in the next one.